GDevelop's 6th Big Game Jam, spanning from the 1st until the 10th of November 2024, and the theme was Fix It. For this and almost every other GDevelop Jam, we switch roles to make everything more difficult for us. I'm a big fan of GDevelop. This is a no-code game engine, which is really convenient for me because I can't code shit. What's unique about this jam compared to the others on the list, it had one extra requirement. The game had to feature online multiplayer. GDevelop has a habit of, whenever they introduce a major feature to the engine, they center a jam around it. They also did this with the introduction of 3D capabilities and their new 3D scene editor. You might be thinking, online multiplayer is no trivial task, even for a proper game, let alone a 10-day side project. Luckily, GDevelop ships a dead simple implementation in the engine. It was released several weeks before the jam began, so I had plenty of time to try it out. I quickly recreated the Test Your Might minigame from Mortal Kombat. Not that one, the original one from 1992. It worked most of the time, so my experiment was a success. When the Fix It theme was announced, we initially wanted to create a co-op game of a team of handymen repairing hazards in a house. But since this felt like a go-to idea for the theme, we changed to pirates instead. But little did we know, someone else had the same idea. First, we made a prototype using nuclear-thrown assets, to test out the core mechanics of the player being able to grab items and use them to interact with specific objects on the map. When that was successful, we just copy-pasted the code with some completely original assets that were not inspired by any other games at all. The ship has 3 floors, connected by ladders you use to seamlessly move between them. On the middle deck, you have all the tools you need to repair the ship. This includes a pile of planks, a box of duct tape, and 3 hammers. There are also a couple of cannonballs scattered around the ship, which I'll talk about in a bit. Every now and then, a part of the ship will need to be attended to, and you'll be notified by these icons on the right. The rate at which things break scales with the amount of players, so more players equals more hazards. There are 5 types of hazards that will require the player's attention: the sails, pillars, oars, planks, and feeding the cannon. The sails, pillars, and oars are fixed with duct tape, which you get an infinite amount from the box. Fixing the planks is a 2-step process. It requires you to first place a plank, which you also have an infinite amount of, and then whack it with one of the 3 hammers. The longer these hazards aren't dealt with, the more damage your ship will take, as depicted by the health bar in the lower left corner. The cannon is unique since it doesn't damage your ship if neglected, but if you don't feed it with a cannonball in time, your ship will sustain a boatload of damage. This gives the impression that you've got yourself into a broadside duel with another ship. 4 hours before the deadline, while under a lot of stress, we composed this little short loop that goes through the entire game. All of the sound effects are made either in GDevelop or by recording various household objects with a microphone. The biggest issue we had during development was due to my sleep deprivation. We discovered a major bug with the planks during playtesting. If one player places a plank, only that player sees it, making them the only one that can use the hammer on it. This was 1 hour before the deadline and I was absolutely stressed.